Welcome, everybody. We are here. Happy New Year. It is
Happy New Year.
2025. We are celebrating by making some collecting resolutions. We've
Yeah.
done this, I think, the last 2 years. Is that right,
2 years.
Andy?
This is our third year. It's our annual tradition now, Matt.
I don't know how well we've really done with keeping these resolutions.
So I'd say I get like pretty close on some, but close only
Yeah.
counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, right?
Yeah. I've gotten, we can talk about that later, but I got 4 resolutions this year.
All right.
And I'm going to start off with my first one. No new games.
Hmm.
Much like a pet, you shouldn't get a new game unless you can take care of it. And I feel
Hmm.
like I've adopted all of these little projects and little things that I am unable to take care of, that I don't
Sure.
have the time for, that I'm not enjoying, that are sitting on a shelf, that if they were a pet, they would be like a skeleton in the corner because I forgot about them. And I'm like, oh, why is there a cat skeleton in the corner? Oh, that was my cat that I got 5 years ago. So I just no new games. I
Yeah.
have plenty of games. I have plenty of things to occupy my time. It's
Hmm.
just don't get something new unless you can take care of it and actually utilize it.
Yeah, I agree. You definitely would have had animal control called on you at this point, Matt. So
We need like a game control, someone with like
game
a spray
control.
bottle to come and spray me every time. I'm like, oh, should I get into this Kickstarter
I,
thing?
I've been trying to do that for you, but it's failed really hard
I
this year.
resist this. I resist the spray bottle. I'm like, no, why are you spraying me with water? And you're like, stop buying
Stop
stuff
buying things that you
on
don't
the
need.
internet, you idiot.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So for me, I want to be more intentional with any type of purchases that I make, right? Long ago are the days of COVID where you could just like buy anything, and if you didn't really like it, you could just flip it immediately and sell it to somebody else that was looking for it. Markets have slowed down considerably or dropped off entirely almost in some cases. So I think just really taking a minute and saying, do I really want this? Is this going to be something that's like important to me if I think back on it 8 months from now? Like, should I have got that, or should I have just done something better? And so I want
Yeah,
to be
I
a little
think
bit more intentional with that type of stuff.
intentionality it makes everything a little more fun as well.
Mhm.
I was telling you before we started recording that I had a card that I bought online that I forgot I bought and it arrived today, and it gave me zero joy because I just bought it because like this is a good price for this card.
Mhm.
But why did I buy this? I bought it because it was a good price. I didn't even want it. Why did I do that? And it wasn't an intentional thing. And therefore, when it arrived, it didn't give me a lot of joy. And
Just made you depressed.
it made me a little depressed that I did this. And I was like, why did I do this?
Yeah.
And so I think, yeah, having that intentionality and also this recognition that in all collectibles, these are illiquid assets. And as my binder of I have a binder of cool stuff. As that fills up with cool stuff, I'm reminded that each of these, even if it has monetary value, would need to find the right person for that monetary value to be actualized. And that can
Mhm.
be such a goddamn annoyance to do.
It's true.
So,
Finding the right person at the right time is, I mean, that's why people go to school, and there's businesses that do nothing but marketing like that. So
yeah. All right. My next one is to stop holding on to things because I think they have some value. And this could be everything from I open a booster box and I save the stupid little pack wrappers because I'm like, well, I don't want to throw these away. I don't know. Like this is an out of print CCG. Like, what if I want to decorate my binder with this? And I'll just keep 36 packs in a empty booster box, and I'll put that in the closet. And now there's like 16 of those like stacked up. And I'm like, why am I hoarding this stuff? If you want to get rid of it, throw it away. Goodwill if it has any value, but or just free. Just get rid of it. And I think there's so much stuff. I mean, the amount of dice I have, man, just I could like fill a room with dice. It's like a kiddie pool of dice. Like, why do I? Oh, it's because of dice. It's worth like a buck, right? I want to
Right?
throw a dice away. I'm
You
like,
might need, you might need them for something. Life counters.
yeah,
And
exactly. What am I? Yeah.
I agree. I had saved lots of empty Star Wars CCG boxes, and over the summer, I just got rid of them. I gave them away to somebody, but I kind of cleared out my closet. And part of me felt like there was a little bit of me leaving all of these things as they went into the garbage. But now, 6 months later, it's like, oh, I'm so glad I got rid of all that.
Time is a wonder. It's like things that you feel like, should I let this go? Should I let this go? And you feel that remorse. And then 2 weeks later, you're like, oh, I'm so glad I have $100 in my bank account and not
Yeah.
just another thing that is clouding up
Yeah.
space.
We're going to get you a Marie Kondo book, and you can read that and just pick up something and thank it for the joy that it gave you, and then put it in the trash can.
Hey, that might be a future video idea, how to Marie Kondo your collection. That's
There
some
you
good
go.
clickbait right there.
I like it.
This is why we make the big bucks.
Brainstorming out while we record. All right. So for me, um, I think one of the challenges that I've always had is just downsizing things, as kind of goes along with your getting rid of stuff that you don't really need anymore, but just I've got a lot of stuff. And over this past year, I did get rid of a lot of bulk, like just gave it away. I didn't want to deal with selling it. I found a guy locally who was getting back into some different types of games. I was just like, here you go. Here's like 30,000 cards. Just have a blast. I don't want them. You can have them. I met him in a parking lot of a gas station, and instead of us, trading illicit substances or whatever, it was like, trading cardboard crack between each other. So I got rid of it, but I still have a long way to go. So, I think this year it's going to be about just getting rid of stuff. Look out for some free things, Scott Church, whenever I send a buy list in. Note, go check out Category 1 Games. They sponsor Match Channel. But I'll probably sell Scott some things. And then whenever I sell Scott things, I just put a bunch of extra like stuff that I don't want that is like bulk, and I mail it to him just to fill out like a flat rate box. So thanks, Scott, for taking all of my junk, basically.
It's like a trick. He's like, oh, great, more commons and uncommons. That was
more young Jedi.
3 hours sort. Okay, the next one on my list, this is number 3. No more sealed product. Unless I am opening it for a draft, for a pre-release, for a video, I'll give myself a pass. But there's just no reason to buy sealed product with the availability of singles, of other resources, of online stuff, of print and play, whatever. I just don't actually need to buy anything to open ever again in my life.
I'm going to hold you to that when set 4 of Star Wars Unlimited comes out.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't count if you've already pre-ordered it. So I gotta find a place to pre-order it before this video comes
Good
out.
thing you did that yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, there's joy in opening stuff up, but like it is ultimately a waste of money, and that joy. I'm like, I've opened, I think, 2 cases of Star Wars Unlimited, for example, and I can't remember the joy of opening a pack at this moment. I'm like, oh yeah, that was just like I don't know, $1,200 that's gone.
Yeah, you can just order it off TCG Player 2 weeks after it's released for a lot cheaper and get everything you need.
And you don't
deal with bulk.
Yeah, going on to the don't hold on to things, my second one, the amount of bulk I have that's just like taking up those big long white boxes, or it's just like stuff I don't need. Also, in that category of stop holding on to stuff that I don't need that I think has value, the amount of top loaders that are like mummified in tape that I still have in a drawer because I'm like, well, I don't want to throw away a top loader, right? Because this is like a nickel.
Yeah,
Sitting like
I have a huge collection of top loaders from stuff that I've bought, and I just dumped a bunch of them. I went through any of them that were like yellowing or still had tape attached, just tossed them. I was like, I don't really care. The fish can get the microplastics as they biodegrade.
PETA, get this man, arrest this man, PETA. Okay, what
All
is
right.
your next one here, Andy?
My next one, which kind of goes hand in hand with downsizing, but is really organizing. I took this on last year, and I had some things come up where I really needed to, like, clean my space. And I did, and it made things a lot easier to organize. So I've been doing that, although it's been getting messy again because I'll start organizing something. I'm like, oh, I need to look in this box for something, and then I take that box out. So it's getting a little bit messy again. But I just went through this past month and a half or so, over like November and December, and I sleeved everything up, made sure everything was in binders, you know, made sure all my decks were together and up to date. Not that they'll ever get played. They're just a museum at this point, but they're all in sleeves, all in their deck boxes, all nicely packed away, tucked away. So now I have to go through, all this other random stuff that I have and figure out what it is. Do I want to keep it? If I do want to keep it, let's put it in a binder, or let's put it in a box, and let's put all the stuff together and just make sure it's nice and neat and tidy. So yeah, that's going to be my project over the next probably year. And then hopefully when we get to this time next year, my stuff will be nicely organized.
It's very aspirational.
It is.
I have one more
I have a secret one.
resolution here, and it is to stop and enjoy the moments. And I know this sounds cheesy, but I had so many, finishing sets, and I feel like what I would do is I just, get the cards, I'd put them in the binder, like, okay, it's done, zip it closed. And I didn't actually stop to like recognize the amount of labor and I don't know, messaging people, emails, spreadsheets, all this stuff. I just like completed it and then I felt empty. And I think for me, I need to like take those moments to kind of like, even if it's just messaging Andy, like, Andy, I did this thing. This is cool. Like sharing these moments and kind of enjoying that feeling, because I, as a collector, I'm all about the chase. And then I know there's the down you get after the collector's high, right? Like, oh my God, my package is coming today. It's coming. It's going to, finish the set. I can put all my binders. And then you just kind of feel like, oh, now I just have a binder that's full. That's good, right? And I need to find better ways of that, feeling those long-term good feels and like enjoying that moment and kind of celebrating a little bit, and a little bit less of this like rush to like, I have to finish this set. I have to finish it. This is the only guy selling this thing. I need to buy it from this guy because it will never be available again. And then I get it and then I put it in the binder, and it almost feels like a manic behavior that I just need to break myself up and just slow and steady, get, plug along and enjoy the moments, and don't chase that collector's high. Trademark. I'm trademarking that term, collector's high.
I like it.
First here.
I definitely like it. All right, my secret last one, because I really had three, but now I actually thought of a fourth. So my secret last one is I have a small binder with, my favorite Magic cards, things that I had altered by artists or signed by, the card artists and stuff, and their favorite cards from decks of old, I put them in this binder. But I have probably like, I don't know, easily like 20-30,000 Magic cards left. And my secret New Year's resolution is I'm going to get rid of all of them. They're all going, except my little binder of like good stuff that I want to keep. Everything gone. I just want to be done with it. Cut ties.
Even like you don't want to have playable decks ready to go, some commander stuff, or some cubes.
Well, I despise Commander as a format. I think it just destroyed Magic in its entirety. So Commander is
That's such a
definitely,
highbrow opinion. That's like such a Magic snob opinion.
I mean, it is, yeah, but it did. So I have an old school deck for 93, 94 that I can turn into a Nationals 95, which goes through Ice Age. And then I have an original Type 2 deck, which is Revised, Fallen Empires, The Dark. It's a terrible format, but it's black white control, which is really fun. But that's about it. And everything else is going.
I will just say that of all the games that you own, getting rid of your Magic collection might be the worst long-term financial decision. Like if you think in 20 years, what will probably still have value? Will it be the Star Wars CCG Museum?
It'll
Maybe.
be none of it. None of it, honestly. I don't think Magic, this stuff will retain a ton of its value. Most of my really good Magic cards I sold at the peak of COVID, so good, they're gone. Most of the stuff that I have left is like stuff that was good in Modern like 5-6 years ago, which is all just like Orcish Bowmaster just annihilated that format. So you can't play Snapcaster Mage, and a lot of this stuff has just been power crept out, like Dark Confidant and Tarmogoyf and all that stuff. Like it's all unplayable. So I guess, and it all just gets reprinted so much. And I got rid of all my reserve list stuff anyway, and I'll just proxy anything that's like super valuable. So
Makes sense.
really care. Just want to get rid of it.
That's the feeling you get to when you don't really care anymore. That you should listen to your feeling. Feel your feelings, right? And when you're feeling that level of apathy, your mind is telling you something that, hey, maybe it's time to let something go. And so that's maybe good advice in collecting and relationships and friendships. But if you feel deep apathy towards something, listen to yourself.
I just don't want to have to go through the whole process of selling them. So I might just take them all to like a bigger dealer and just be like, here, what are you offering me? X dollars. Thanks. I'll take it. You take my cards, please.
Yeah. Ultimately, dollars rule the world.
Yeah, that's true.
So 2025 is going to be a better year for everybody.
I agree.
Being optimistic here. But I think we will check in June and see how we're doing with these 4 resolutions each. This has been a lot of fun, Andy. Wishing you a happy new year. Wishing everyone listening happy new year. Like, subscribe. Check out Scott Church's store to buy more Dead CCGs.
Category1games.com.
Well said. All right. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. We'll
Thanks.
catch
Happy
you.
New Year.
Happy New Year.